Good morning, friends. Welcome to Take Two for this Thursday, the 7th of March, 2019. First things first, a most blessed and happy birthday to my precious, beautiful godchild and niece, Jackie Ferrara. Ash, I love you very much, and I hope and pray that this is your best year ever. Great wife, great mother to two beautiful children, but you already know that because I talk about them all the time. Jimmy and Thomas, her husband Jim, great guy. Just want to say hello to everybody over in the Ferrara household, and you make sure that you treat that lady good today with it being her birthday and all, okay? All right, that's the first thing. Well, this is Take Two, and I'm so glad that I could be with you on this Thursday. I started thinking about an old saying that I heard some years back, and that was this: the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, the same thing, and expecting different results. But sadly, we do that. Now, say, for example, I were to take this glass bottle, right? And I know that every time I pick up a glass bottle and take a hammer to it, there's going to be broken glass everywhere. That would be something that you wouldn't want to repeat. And yet, if I picked up another glass bottle the next day and picked up my hammer again and did it, it would be broken glass. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to break this. Certainly not. I don't want broken glass everywhere. But if I were to pick up anything made out of glass, say I were to pick up a vase or something small like this, and I try to hit it, or something like this, and I took it and I know that it's glass. And I know that if I take a hammer to it, it's going to shatter glass everywhere. Why should today be different from any other if I pick it up and do it? It won't. It will break. And if I think otherwise, that's a pretty insane thought. And yet this is what we do, boys and girls. We do the same wrong things over and over and over again, expecting different results. If we know that if we put too much salt when we're making a recipe, and it calls for a teaspoon of salt, but you've used a teaspoon of salt and you know it just makes it too darn salty, next time don't put that teaspoon of salt. Put half a teaspoon of salt, because even though it's written down in the recipe that way, maybe the person who wrote that recipe liked it salty, but you don't. So don't do it the same way and expect it. Well, I followed the recipe exactly. Well, you did, and it was too salty. So modify it the way you like it, and then it will be better. Now, I know that's pretty simple and rudimentary, as is the idea of hitting a piece of glass with a hammer, but there are life decisions that we make, boys and girls. I met a woman one time who'd been divorced 6 times, and she was getting ready to finalize that 6th divorce. And I said to her, Miss Sarah, how come you're divorced 6 times? I just asked her, and she said, well, I guess I just keep marrying the wrong man. See, this is what she was doing. She wasn't taking any responsibility for this. If she knew that a man that did certain things, they were all smokers, by the way, and she absolutely hated smoking, well, then don't keep marrying a man that smokes. If you know that's wrong, don't do it anymore. Don't do the same thing over and over, expecting happy and right and correct results. Likewise, boys and girls, a story is told about a pastor, oddly enough, who had moved to a new city, and there was a tremendous amount of traffic, and at the certain hour of the day that he had to go to his office every morning, he would always hit lots of gridlock, lots of traffic, and it was a rough ride for him. And one day he saw that there was a little alleyway that he could go down, so he did that, and he went down this alleyway, and he came out on the other side of the traffic, and he realized, wow, that's good. I could cut 10-15 minutes off my journey, and this is a nice little shortcut. Well, a couple weeks later, after doing this repeatedly, he had his wife that he was taking with him to work that day, and he said, now watch this, and he turns down, zooms down this road, and he's on his way to work. And she said, what did you just do? He said, I found a shortcut. She said, I don't think so. What you did was break the law and trespass on private property. Didn't you see that big sign back there that says, "Do not enter private property"? So he was expecting this to be the right thing to do because it saved him time. So on the other side of this, don't keep doing the wrong thing, knowing it's wrong, but you keep doing it anyway because you think that it's benefiting you. So there's two sides to this coin. There's the whole idea of doing something repeatedly the wrong way and expecting different results. Whoops, sorry about that. And then there's the whole thing about sorry, that's a heavy piece of glass and a heavy hammer, sorry. But then there's the opposite side, which is doing something you know is wrong, but you keep doing it anyway because you think it's going to benefit you. I want you to ponder both of those components of doing the wrong thing today and examine your heart and say, okay, am I repeatedly doing something in hopes that it'll yield different results? Maybe it's the way you discipline your children. Maybe it's the way you deal with people at work. Maybe it's just in simple ways of you repeatedly trying the same weight loss program and it doesn't work for you because of your metabolism. Well, maybe if I do it this time, it'll work. Listen to me. Listen to me. Think about it long and hard and come up with something else, okay? Because you're not going to yield different results just because you're doing it on a different day. And likewise, if there's something you're repeatedly doing in your life, like every single day taking office supplies home from work because it's no big deal, they don't need it anyway, or anything like that at all, guard yourself against that because it's those little things that get in, those little foxes that spoil the vine, as the Bible says, that cause us to suddenly find ourselves in a big mess, okay? All right, think about all those things, ponder them, and meditate on them today, and you come up in your heart if there's anything you need to get right when it comes to these areas, okay? Hey, go be a blessing to somebody today. I know that if you are, you might end up being the only one who is. And just like Jackie, I hope and pray that everybody around her is a blessing to her today, because Lord knows she is a blessing to many, many around her. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeanne Sigler, Jeannesigler. Hit that subscribe button. And of course, great music, great programming, great everything on WRMZ.org. Okay, hit that listen button, okay? I love you all very much. Hey, don't forget, you want to be a blessing? Hit the donate button. Your safe, secure donation through PayPal is what keeps our listener-supported station on the air. Okay, y'all take care now. I will see you tomorrow for the end of the week. You have a good one, and be a blessing. Bye-bye.